Now let's record a macro. Though we will not follow the visual basic for applications as a programming for long, but we start with that to make you comfortable with SolidWorks automation. So from the menu bar, macro toolbar, we can start with recording, record a macro. And once I do this, my recording is started. Now, whatever I do within the SolidWorks, that all steps will be recorded. So we'll do certain things step by step. Let's click on front plane, create a sketch. Here, I will simply draw a line from origin to like this, and that's it. We'll then exit the sketch, and then I will create a extrude, and I see a direction as blind 10 millimeters and then thin feature as 10 millimeters. I will simply go and click OK here, and here I am done. I will now stop recording. Once the recording is stopped, it this dialog box, save as dialog box, pops up, and it asks me to save the macro file. Here I then will go and save it as macro 1. And once I do this, I can now go and open it. In order to open the recorded macro, I need to go to the editor, but there is one setting as well that I will show you. Into the general, yeah, automatically edit macro after recording. If this checkbox is checked, then just after you stop the recording, the macro editor will launch the macro that you recorded. For now, I will click on OK to this setting. Then we can go to the either here tools macro and then edit, and I will select the same macro1.swp file and I will open it. Now this is what we have recorded. So whatever all steps that we have done, like selecting front plane, then drawing a line, then exiting the sketch, and then doing a extrude, so all of that is recorded here. Now, as I said, this is visual basic for applications. It is very different from C sharp, as per at least the context part of it. Sorry, not context, the syntax part of it. But still, we'll review this small piece of code and understand few things from here. Of course, as we know, as we have this setting, so option explicit is there, and then these three lines are actually commented lines. This shows that this is a recorded macro, recorded by the username and the date. Here you could see there are some variable declarations to start with. For example, SWAPP is declared as object, part is also declared as object, then bool status as a boolean, and couple of more variables and declarations. The macro recorder declares a number of variables by default. You can comment out or delete variables not utilized in the entry point procedure. You might not understand what to delete and what to keep at the moment, but to going to the next, sub main. Sub main is a entry point procedure. So this is the beginning of our functionality. Every macro must establish an entry point procedure. So this is the primary procedure or primary method to our program sub main. This is where it starts and this is where it ends, end sub. Now let's see what is this. SWAPP is equals to application dot SolidWorks. This line of code will connect to the current instance of SolidWorks. Without it, your program will not run. This is a very mandatory line. Then the next line, which is also very important one, part is equals to SWAPP dot active doc. Top level document objects are accessed and made active. This allows the ability to program document specific functionality. So here we are actually connecting to the active document in SolidWorks. In short, here we connect with SolidWorks, and here we connect with active document in SolidWorks. And what you see, this all of these are nothing but SolidWorks API calls. An API call allows the macro to perform certain tasks. This is where we see our recorded steps taking shape. Selecting a plane, uh, this is selecting a plane, then getting into the sketch mode, inserting sketch, then creating line, then we set exit the sketch. Then once we exit the sketch, this is what happens automatically, like the graphics area set to trimetric orientation, and also fit to zoom to fit, I mean. And then after that, uh, this is what selects the sketch that is just created. And then this feature manager dot feature extrusion thin 2, this is what creates the extrude thin feature. And this is where we, and this is where our macro is stopped. Now if I wanted to rerun this macro, this is very easy. How I can do this? I can simply go here, right click, customize, and then find out the commands. I will find out macro from here, and you could see that this is a new macro button. I can simply go and drag this macro button at the end here in my macro toolbar. So here I will name the macro, or I will uh, browse the macro, will select the macro and assign it here. Then this method, if there are several methods, then we need to mention which is the primary method, so which is automatically picked up here. I can even go and add tooltip, like this is my first macro, and this is a prompt. I can keep this as is because I want user to know from where uh, uh, this button is launching the macro, or what is the location where the macro is stored. I can even go and choose the image or icon. I can go here like this, and maybe I will choose something from here, but it will require a BMP image, dot BMP image. Let's see if I have a BMP image. I don't have it. Okay, but it's quite easy. You can assign a BMP image and then click OK. And then here also you need to click OK. As I do not have the image, this is how it looks like. And I can even go and click here to execute this macro. But before that, I will first go and delete the feature that I created. Also, I will delete the sketch, and then I can go and play this macro. Okay, it played, but half, partially it played. The reason is because this is sketch 2 now. This is not sketch 1. And as this name changed, our program or my program that recorded macro is not able to fetch the correct sketch to extrude. So this is where it stopped. But now how I can fix this? Of course, I need to work on my program to fix it, but there is a quick fix as well. I can launch a new part and then play a macro button here. Okay, now it has created the sketch one and then extrude thin one. based on the line that I created on the sketch. So this is how I can play it, and this is how then it runs inside SolidWorks.